Yes. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? My peeps. How's it going, you sexy sons of bitches and other pieces of garbage? It is I, Peter Joseph, here for a Saturday afternoon video. Right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button down there. You know where it is. In the description box below on this very channel and my other channels down below in the description box as well. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on any one of my videos, but don't leave stupid comments because you're going to get blocked. And if you don't like that, well, cry me a river, bitch. Simple as that. Simple as that. Because you can't be real and you can't be, a normal human fucking being, then you don't need to be on YouTube. But it is what it is. But for all you real people, all you wrestling fans out there, or just in general, you want to leave a comment about the topic at hand, or then do that. You have free reign, but don't leave stupid comments, like I said, because you get blocked, and you don't like that. Like I said, too bad. So subscribe to my all my channels, lots of content on it. So check it out. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you also got to be real there, because if not, you're fake, and you'll get blocked there too. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video, because if you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL, and pretty much know what that means. But if you don't know what SOL means, look it up. That's why we have Google, so Google it. And don't forget to share the video all over the goddamn internet. That's pretty much it. But the most important thing is to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, also hit that bell so you don't miss anything else. And we move on. And if you're new here or you're thinking about subscribing, please do. And if you like wrestling and you like sports, music, movies, whatever, I got a lot of content coming in the next couple days and pretty much through the summer and beyond. We got all that, but if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and then stick that thumb straight up everybody else's ass that don't like it. And then subscribe to the channel, show the other channels your love and support, check out that content. And then don't forget to hit that bell, very important, because you don't want to miss anything. And that's it. And as we always say to our newbies that sub to my channel, whether it be real or fake, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a cold one, whatever you got, and enjoy the show. And if not, there's the door. There's the X button. Click that little X button on the top right of your computer, or just exit on your phone. Whatever. Click off the phone or whatever. That's it. We don't want you here. We don't need you here. But thanks for the free view anyway, assholes. And that's pretty much it. So if you like it, great. You don't, get out. And to the newbies, welcome. And that's pretty much it. Gained a couple of on my Peter Joseph channel. So we're getting up there. 606 subscribers on my Peter Joseph channel. Slow and steady, as I always say, slow and steady wins the race eventually. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll get to around 700 on that channel, and we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully we'll get to 500 on the Rant channel, and then maybe 700 on the Metal Guy channel, and on this channel, hopefully we'll start to climb back up to close to 1,300 subscribers. But we'll see what happens with that. But like I said, slow and steady. I take, if it's 1 subscriber I get a day, 2 subscribers, 10, 20, whatever it may be, I appreciate it. And that's it. Let me move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, first full weekend of June, getting close to the midpoint already. Next week, at this time next week, we'll be hitting the midpoint of the month. And then we'll be 2 weeks away from the end of the first half of 2024. And then July 1st, we're going to start the second half of the year. And summer will be already starting So, not next weekend, the following weekend would be the first official weekend of summer. So around June 21st, 22nd, that would be the official weekend of first official weekend of summer. So summer is coming. It's gonna get hot in some places. I mean, red hot. Not so much around these neck of the woods. I mean, it is 80 degrees right now, but it's windy as balls today. Might rain a little bit tomorrow, and then cool down a little bit, and back up into the 80s by next weekend. So, and then pretty much by the time we hit July, you know, the sun's gonna start going back down around 8 o'clock. Dark is gonna start from, I mean, it's like almost 9 o'clock nowadays. Now it's like it's dark around 9 o'clock here in the Northeast. But by the time we hit September, it's gonna be like around between 6 and 7 o'clock, and then by November, you know, the sun's going down like at 4:30, 4:45, and then officially dark by around 5-ish. So, and then, you know, the cool weather comes with, you know, autumn's coming, and then right before you know it, Thanksgiving, and then the winter's coming, and we won't get a bad winter. We haven't had one in about 2 years. So, hopefully we won't get a bad winter, and then Christmas is coming, New Year, and then the New Year is coming, 2025 will be here before you know it. And even the greatest day in the world, we all know what that is. That's coming in about 6 months from now, so I'm like halfway done. Halfway done to the year and halfway to my birthday, so it is what it is. So halfway to level 48, my friends. Can't wait for that. But if you're celebrating a birthday today, well, happy birthday, pal! I have a cold one on me. No, I'm not paying for it, but it is what it is. But we move on. But hope everybody's going to enjoy their weekend. A great Saturday. We got Collision coming up tonight at 8 o'clock at its normal time. Should be some good shit on the show. We got Timeless Tony Storm. Darling. Bosom. And remember, with Tony Storm, chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe. Well, at this point, watch out for Mina Shirakawa. But that's another story for another time. We'll talk about Mina a little bit later, along with the lovely Mariah May and that three-way sandwich I like to be a part of. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll talk about that later. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, on this Saturday afternoon, June the 8th, 2024, once again, my name is Peter Joseph. I'm a content creator. Talk about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, or whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And if like I said, if you like it, great. You know, pretty much you can fuck off. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late and out-of-date WWE Smackdown and AEW Rampage reviews for last night, June the 7th, 2024. I was going to get the video up last night, but I fell asleep on the couch. I just zonked out right after Rampage. I had a late night snack and then gone. I was pretty much gone. I got up like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to go take a piss, and I was like, I'll save for tomorrow, because I got, I'm off on the weekends anyway. And we got Battleground tomorrow, so I'll be doing my Battleground predictions sometime tomorrow. Later on tonight, I will do, I'll try to get TNA and Ring of Honor and Collision up late tonight. We'll see what happens with that. And tomorrow I will get the predictions for NXT Battleground. And then Sunday night, if I don't fall asleep on them, because I do got to get up early, I have a major meeting, another major meeting at my job. So, I could be getting a big, huge promotion. But, I got through part 1. It's a 2-part process, so. But part 2 is like part part meaning for me, and part meaning, of course, for my job. And that's pretty much it. But that's gonna be big on Monday afternoon. So I have to go into work for that, and then pretty much the rest of the day I'm off, and then the rest of the week I'm pretty, fine, back to work, make money. Wish you had. Blah blah blah. So I got all that. So I'm gonna try to get the NXT Battleground review up tomorrow night after the pay-per-view ends. I might watch a little bit of the scrum after, but we'll see what happens with that. With the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. So we got all that. But let's talk about Smackdown last night. And Smackdown, it was like this. A little meh show. Next week, Smackdown will be in Scotland, because Clash of the Castle is next Saturday at 2 p.m., my friends, on Peacock and your local website, wherever you watch it from. So we got all that, and a bag of chips. And we got one new match. I think 1 or 2 matches announced for the show. And don't forget, Monday is the go-home show for Raw, and then next Friday they'll be in Scotland for the go-home show there. In the same arena that Clash of the Castle will be at. And then after that, we're going to be a couple weeks away from Money in the Bank weekend. It should be a big weekend for WWE and NXT, because NXT, I believe, is having Heat Wave on July the 7th in, guess where? Montreal. Not Toronto, I'm sorry. In Toronto. Money in the Bank on Saturday night, not Saturday afternoon, Saturday night in Toronto. So we got that. So that's coming up. We already know Jey Uso might be fighting for that briefcase, along with Lyra Valkyria and maybe Io. We'll see. We got Io and Lyra too on Monday, and Io is going to beat the shit out of her. But we'll see what happens with that on Monday night. But we got that. Alright, so Smackdown, like I said, was a meh show. And it emanated from the KFC Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky. Well, it's a good place to be at, the KFC Yum Center. You can watch a wrestling match and have KFC and while you're watching. Like, I'm gonna go to the concession stand. I'm gonna get a couple wings, some mashed potatoes with gravy, and I'm gonna get some biscuits, maybe some popcorn chicken. I'm gonna wash it down with a good old-fashioned Pepsi. Maybe, I don't know what they sell there, and I don't care, but it's Kentucky. Yep, that's pretty much it. And as always, our commentary team on Friday Night Smackdown, Corey Slaves and Bad News Reed Pettis. Rival Floyd got some bad news for you. And we move on. We will move on with that. Alright, we're gearing up for AJ Styles and Cody. MDK Cody, that fake champion, 2 for the SmackDown World title at Clash at the Castle. We also gonna see if Eli Drake, that's not an insult, that's a fact of life, is gonna find that other schmuck, Logan Paul, and go for the United States title. We'll see what happens with that. And a whole lot more on SmackDown, along with the Rogue Bloodline. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we start the show off with a recap of AJ Styles' fake retirement last week, pulling a Mark Henry, and attacking Cody after that, hitting the Styles Clash off the steps to the floor, laying Cody out. So we got that. Then we go to the back, right around the parking lot area, and we see Cody, pacing back and forth. He's waiting for AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson to come into the building, because he is pissed. And ironically enough, he's in front of one of those WWE trucks that has the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant, there, and it has Ric Flair on there. Coincidence? I don't know who the third guy was. I couldn't really tell, but so Cody is pissed, and he's on the warpath to find AJ. Let's see what happens with that during the night. Then we go to the ring. We hear the music of the Rogue Bloodline. So they come out. We have the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, along with the Wise Man. My name is Paul Heyman. So he leads them out with the so-called tribal chief, Solo Mibuki, Solo Sikoa. So they get in the ring. Solo's still in his black and red shoes and his jacket, and the Gorillas of Destiny accordingly in black and red, which I think they used to be their colors in Japan. But in any case, so Paul Heyman gets on the mic. The Wise Man gets on the mic. He's still nervous. The fans are like, "We want Roman! We want Roman!" Well, you're gonna get him pretty much next month. Hopefully. We'll see what happens with that. He says that until Roman comes back, Solo Sikoa will be sitting at the head of the table. Oh, Roman's gonna be mad. That pop he gets, whether it be on Smackdown or at a pay-per-view, is going to be huge. And Issa's gonna be freaking coming in her pants. So she's gonna faint. And somebody has to go to Puerto Rico and get her. Wake her up! Wake up! But anyway, we get that. Alright, so the fans want Roman, like I said before. So I don't know if they can hold up the return another month or so, because Roman basically is just, weeks and maybe months away from coming back, and he's coming back as a babyface, and a monster babyface. And if I was Solo and the Gorillas of Destiny, I would be looking behind me, because Roman could be lurking in the shadow. And then you got Chica Fatu to worry about when that might happen. Maybe Zila Fatu and maybe Lance Anoa'i. And any other member of the Samoan dynasty, the Anoa'i dynasty, or God knows who. God knows who else. Grandpa Jimmy Joe. Jimmy Joe Anoa'i will come out with his false teeth. But I digress. Alright, so Solo has decided to make a double proclamation, starting with Tama Tonga being named the right-hand man. Oh, that's gonna piss off Jimmy! Jimmy Uso's gonna be pissed when he comes back, whenever that might be. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman comes back with Jimmy. And then eventually Jay may come back, but even though Jay's got his own agenda, yeet! On SmackDown, on Raw. So we'll have to see what happens with that. They could put Jacob Fatu with Roman. Maybe. We'll have to see what happens with that. Alright, so the second proclamation is that Tonga Loa is now an official member of the team. Like, we didn't know that already. So, Heyman's about to wrap it up, and then Solo's like, we're wrapping it up? What do you mean we're wrapping it up? So Heyman's like, we're done here. We're done. So Solo grabs the mic and says, "You should be thanking." He's like, "You should be thankful that the Gorillas of Destiny saved your ass from Kevin Owens last week." And Heyman's like, "Yeah, thank you, thank you Tama, thank you Tonga Loa, thank you Solo." So he does that, but in addition, Wise Man. In addition, Paul gets on the mic and says, "In addition, I was here earlier in the day and heard that Kevin is wanting a piece of each and every member of the Bloodline." And on cue, Kevin Steen comes out, Mr. Kevin Owens, ready for a fight. And Paul knows this. He's like, "I'm out of here." So he goes to the ring, fights basically Solo and the Gorillas of Destiny 3-on-1. But that's not, he's a fighter. He's gonna lose in a 3-on-1 ass kicking contest. And then the Street Profits come out, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford come in for the save. And then Owens grabs a chair, beats the crap out of everybody with the chair. Solo gets hit in the back. Tama Tonga gets hit in the stomach, then the back. Tonga Loa gets hit in the back. Kevin was going on a spree. And they clear the ring. And that's pretty much it. But you knew there may be a 6-man tag team match player coming up. I'm like, where's Teddy Long? Player. He's lurking in the back somewhere like, you are gonna go one-on-one with The Undertaker! No. The GOAT, by the way. The GOAT of all GOATs of the modern era. Now, you thought I was gonna say Roman, right? I bet as much as I love Roman, Taker is the GOAT. Taker is still the GOAT. And we all know the greatest of all time in WWE of the not modern era. You gotta go with Hogan there, but of all time, that's a toss-up of all time. All time, I'd probably go with Hogan. I mean, you got Flair, you got Bruno, you got Harley Race. I mean, you got so many freaking guys. I mean, it could be the GOAT of all GOATs of wrestling. Flair, Luger, Sting, Macho Man Randy Savage, even Rowdy Roddy Piper. But I think all time, I gotta go with Hogan. That's just my opinion. But of the modern era, from I would say 99 up, or 90, maybe before 99, maybe around the Attitude Era on, that's Taker. Clearly Taker. Of the modern era. If you want to talk about, the now era, whatever era WWE is in right now, yeah, I definitely put Roman number 1 there. Definitely. But of all time, I gotta go with, as much as I like Taker and Roman, I grew up as a Hulk Hogan brother fan. Pray and say your prayers and believe in the whole mighty Hulk Hogan brother. That's pretty much it. Alright, so that first segment, I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. So, like I said, it looks like we're going to get a 6-man tag team match to end Smackdown later on in the program. So, after we go to break, we see the wise man look like he was about to leave the building. Solo stops him and almost kills him. He's like, "Ah, Solo!" So, Solo's like, "Are you leaving? You're not leaving there, Paul." Like, I wasn't leaving, I was going to the bathroom. So Solo demands that Paul go to Nick Aldis and make a 6-man tag team match between Solo and the Girls of Destiny against the Street Profits and Kevin Owens. He says, if you don't make this match, you're gonna have your own 6-man tag team match in our locker room. It's gonna be you versus Tama Tonga. Oh, I don't like those odds. So Heyman's like, I'll go talk to Mr. Aldis right now. 6-man idea is a lot better than what you proposed. I feel bad for Paul. I think in the next couple weeks, eventually you're gonna see maybe Solo and the Girls of Destiny beat the fuck out of Paul. Kind of knock him out storyline wise. Get rid of him. But I think he's gonna come back with Roman, or maybe Roman comes back to save the wise man. And then the wise man's like, "Thank you, my tribal chief!" And they're kissing his ass, basically. But still, Roman is kind of outnumbered 3-on-1. Wait, 4-on-1, but it's 3-on-1. And he's going to need some help. He's going to get Jimmy back. But he needs another guy. And if that guy is either Jay, or it could be Jacob Fatu. Who knows? Who knows what might happen? There's that rumor at War Games, at Survivor Series, the honorary Uso might come back, Sami Zayn, Roman's like, yeah, I know you stabbed me in the back before, but I need you now. I need my honorary Uso, because I'm not feeling very Uzi right now. Imagine him saying that. Oh, God. Roman Reigns telling Sami Zayn, I'm not feeling Uzi, dog. Put your one. And then, Sami and the Usos doing that stupid freaking handshake. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? It's like, this is like 3 years ago. Not even 3, I should say, like a year or so ago. It all comes full circle. Alright, so that 6-man tag team match was made official, so we're going to see that at the end of the show. And that's it. Alright, so I gave that segment 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the action. We finally get some wrestling action because a little less talk and a lot more action in WWE. Brother. And we get that. Alright, first match out of the gate, we had the women's tag team champions, Jade Cargill, that bitch show, and her partner, Bianca Belair. She's Bianca Belair. She plays with her hair. That's actually her hair. She's Bianca Belair. So they have a rematch from Payback. I don't know why this match even happened. Against Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Now, originally it was supposed to be Jade versus Indy. So I guess Candice LeRae's knee got better somehow. I don't know. But, as always, non-title match. Why would you have another title match if you already won? Makes no sense. But anyway, the match was kind of boring. 6.5 minute match. We had the unholy union of the Witches of Raw, Isla Dawn, who looked very different. Not with the goth makeup on. She looked like, it almost looked like a cross between Tegan Nox and somebody else. I was like, wait a minute, is that Tegan Nox? No, it's Isla Dawn. I'm like, what? Doesn't look like her. Yeah, she looked like a dark witch. Now she looks like the Good Witch of the North or something like that. She looks like Glinda. Oh, Glinda, not Glenda. Glinda. From Wizard of Oz. But anyway, and Alba Fire, they're there at ringside, along with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And I'm like, I can smell a 3-way dance coming out of this at Clash at the Castle. And that's pretty much what we got. As far as the match, I could care less for the match. Indy and Candice were beating the crap out of Bianca. And then Jade comes in, cleans house easily. Then they hit an assisted German suplex on Indy Hartwell. She took the pin in 6.5 minutes. That was pretty much it. Not much that Jade just stood there looking pretty, then comes in. Boom! I'm done. I don't have to do anything. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so like I said, match was meh. 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, all 3 teams are in the ring, and then they start fighting amongst themselves, but then eventually Jade and Bianca clear the ring, and they stand tall. And then later on, we see Jade and Bianca come out of Nick Aldis' office and tells Byron Saxton that we're going to defend our titles in a triple threat match against the Unholy Union and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I think we're going to get new tag team champions and the eventual turn of possibly Jade Cargill, or I'd like to have Bianca turn on Jade, keep Jade as a face for now. And then we'll probably see that match at SummerSlam. So, let's plant those seeds now. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we're still in the back where Cody's still waiting for AJ. And then Nick Aldis tells Cody, this is not the time. Cool down. Cool down. Think what you're doing there, Cody. Cody's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm the champ, bitch. I'm going to take care of this myself. Go do your job. Whatever your job is. Alright, so we get that. Move on. Alright, then we have Sarah Schreiber in the back with Apollo Crews, who's going to be taking on Angel Garza. Well, that doesn't happen because Angel gets the crap beat out of him by Legado. They lay him out. And then Nick Aldis and a medic And I don't know, the medic looked kind of, like, who's this guy? Or, Conor McGregor's like, who the fuck is this guy? This guy, who the fuck you? So anyway, they come in, they take him to the medic, the trainer's room. And then Nick Aldis is like, take him to the trainer's room. And then Eli Drake comes in and says, hey, Nicky boy, where's Logan Paul at? Well, and then Nick's like, well, obviously he's not here. So that kind of pisses off Eli. And then Carmelo Hayes, the man who shoots and sometimes misses, him. He comes in, they talk some smack, saying that I'm getting to you. And then Eli's like, I heard you had an opening for a match tonight. So, how about me versus this guy in that ring later on? So, Nick Aldis like, you got your match. Simple to the point. There you go. So, Mello versus Mr. Eli Drake coming up later in the show. Alright, so I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, after that, we go back to the arena for our next match. Johnny Gargano of DIY, along with the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa. As Ciampa beat Theory last week, so we get the other half of the tag team. So Johnny Gargano is going to take on I Did It. Grayson Waller comes out with Austin Theory, A-Town Down, or A-Town Down Under, blah, blah, blah. The tag team champions, not for long, pretty soon. So, it was an match. Gargano knocked him into the corner to start, chops away, but a spinning backbreaker takes Gargano down. Then the rolling stunner gets counted into a bell-to-back suplex. Then they go to the outside. Gargano then hits sliced bread. I don't know what number 1, number 2. Both of them are down and out on the outside as Ciampa and Theory are kind of like, hey, get up, asshole! We go to break, we come back, Gargano, hits some big-time clotheslines into an enziguri. Then sets up the gotcha slingshot spear for a near fall. Then Grayson comes back with an electric chair, belly-to-back suplex, nice, for a near fall. And then he hits some type of destroyer, maybe the Aussie destroyer, out of the corner, which I thought was crazy. I think it was by Gargano. Plants Grayson down. Grayson goes to the outside, and then Gargano goes for a big flippy dippity doo, and Grayson says, look out! Puts Theory in harm's way. Gargano hits Theory instead of Grayson. And then back in, we get a running flipping Unprettier. So it kind of looked like Cena's throwback into the Unprettier, which I thought was pretty damn nice. So I guess that's Gargano's new finisher. And he gets the win over Grayson Waller in over 8 minutes. And that's pretty much it. And Theory is still not happy with Grayson Waller. So eventually when they defend the tag team belts, they're going to lose them. And then Theory's going to become a face and beat the fuck out of Grayson Waller along the way. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so for this match, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to segment number 3 of the whole Cody Rhodes. I'm pissed off. I'm going to stay in the loading dock / parking lot area. And then Nick Aldis comes in again, this time with security, telling Cody that AJ's here. We go to break. We come back. AJ arrives with Gallows and Anderson. He pops out of the sunroof. And then the OC get out of the car. And they're going up to AJ. And the security's like, hey, get back. Hold up, we're not doing this here. And then they go up to AJ, talk some shit. And they're standing in Cody's way of getting to AJ, who's kind of still in the car by the sunroof area. So, Cody gets all mad and is like, I don't have to take this. I'm going to the ring. So we follow him to the ring through gorilla position. He's pissed. Probably yelling at Hunter along the way. You son of a bitch. So, he goes to the ring, he's like, give me the fucking mic! Gets the mic, calls out AJ. And he's like, AJ, get your ass out here right now. So, on cue, AJ and the Good Brothers, also like 3/4 of the OC, come back out. And AJ's like, I don't care what you want, but I was like, I don't care what you want, but I want my title shot at Clash at the Castle. So Cody's like, oh, you want a title shot? You want a title shot? Well, you gonna get a title shot at Clash at the Castle. But we're not gonna have an ordinary match. We're not gonna have a hardcore match or a cage match. I'm gonna make you say those two words you didn't say last week, and that is, I quit. So I'm like, oh great, an I quit match. That's just great. So, an easy, kind of it's gonna be tough to have freaking Cody say I quit. I would love for AJ to win this match. Probably not happening. So we get that. Probably gonna be AJ's last and final chance of getting a title shot. Unless he wins Money in the Bank, which I don't see happening. So we get that. So AJ's like, okay. So Nick Aldis comes out and is like, oh, you got your match. And then Cody beats up a security guard, goes right after AJ and the Good Brothers. And then, like, a lot of security has to push him back. And then AJ breaks away from the security taking care of him. He has a phenomenal forearm on Cody and all the security guards, knocks him down like bowling pins. And then that's it. Cody's like, ah, fuck. And then AJ's like, bam. So it's gonna be a great match next Saturday. Hard hitting, brutal. Doubt we'll get any blood, but you never know. I still think Cody's gonna retain somehow. I don't think he's gonna lose it till maybe around SummerSlam time. Maybe. If not by WrestleMania. So it'll be like a 1-year champ. I hope not, but I'd rather have Roman come back, take care of the Bloodline, then go after Cody win the Royal Rumble, beat Cody, get the belt back, and then go on a 2,000-day reign to end his career. Because, he got to 13-16. Got real close to number 3 on the list, really. Came this close to beating Hogan's record. So he's number 4 on the list, really. So, but I don't think if he does get the belt back, he's gonna go on another like 3.5 year reign. With his age, he's like getting close to his 40s, and with his health, that is always a concern because there's leukemia and everything. I don't know if Roman can go on another 3-4 year reign again, and if WWE wants to go there again. What else can you do with Roman? But this time he's a face. Hogan went on a 5-year reign as a face. So they could do that. Bruno was a face and he went 8 years. Bob Backlund was a freaking face and he went almost 6-7 years. I don't know. But when Roman got to number 4, he was getting close to number 3, he was a monster heel. But Hogan went 5 years as champ. So, and Roman could have came real close to being number 3. Wait, I don't know if he did become number 3 or he's number 4. I gotta look that up. But, like I said, when Roman does get the belt back, which probably won't be till next year, I don't think he's gonna hold the belt for maybe a year, at most a year. I don't think he's going to go 2 years or even 3.5. I just don't think that might happen because you got people like Ilya Dragunov, you got Braun Breaker, in the wings. I know it's on SmackDown, and then you got to have like who's going to be the next top dog on SmackDown besides Randy Orton? And pretty much Roman smashed Randy already. He smashed Cody twice out of 3 times. So all he really's got to do is beat The Rock. So that's probably the one guy. And then, I mean, you look up and down that SmackDown roster, like, Killer Cross maybe, even though I think that he went to Raw. I mean, I don't know what would happen if when Roman does come back. I'm like, who's going to be the top guy when he gets that belt? Who's going to beat Roman? I don't think anybody. Unless they, like, trade Walter to SmackDown, or trade Braun Breaker back to SmackDown. It's like, hey, I signed a contract with SmackDown, but then I got traded to Raw, and now I'm getting traded back to SmackDown next year. So, I still think he might be one of the guys to beat Roman when he had the title reign, but if he goes for, another long title reign, I think they should really do what they're doing now, is build Braun as a monster. And then maybe he wins Money in the Bank, he wins the Royal Rumble, or he wins Elimination Chamber, goes on to WrestleMania and beats Roman at WrestleMania like 44, 45, or whatever it may be. Do that. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, move on. Alright, so AJ versus Cody 2 in an I Quit match next Saturday night. And we'll see what happens this Friday night on the Go Home show for SmackDown. Alright, then, like I said, we go to the back with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, leaving Nick Aldis' office. They announced a triple threat match at the Clash for the women's tag team belts with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, and the Witches of Raw, Isla, Dawn, and Alba Fire getting title shots. So we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Well, by the way, I'm watching CNN too. If you're in Florida and you're going to the beach, watch out for those sharks. I'm not talking about the ones from San Jose. But, there's been 3 injured in separate shark attacks at neighboring Florida beaches. One was a 45-year-old woman in Walton County, Florida. I have no idea what that is. Another one was at, I think this was today, 2:56 p.m., so it was like about an hour ago. Age 15 to 17. First victim, significant injuries to one upper and one lower part. Ooh, that's bad. And the second one, minor wounds to right foot in stable condition. I don't know about the 45-year-old woman. So, gotta be careful going out on the beach this summer, because you could get stingrays, you can get fucking sharks, especially down south. So be careful there in Walton, Florida, and going down to Disney World, going down to Orlando and Tampa Bay, and even Miami, Daytona Beach, Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, wherever in Florida you go to the beach. Be careful. I know it's hot as fuck down there right now. I know, and then next week they're gonna get like a monsoon, not a hurricane, not a tropical storm. They're getting a lot of tropical weather down there all next week. So all that 96-degree weather you might be getting today, next week is gonna be like 83, like what we're getting here in New York. But it's supposed to rain here a little bit tomorrow, and then pretty much the rest of the week is going to be nice and chilly, and then a little bit hot near the end of the week. As we get to the midpoint of June, that's pretty much it. All right, so triple threat match for the women's tag team belts at the Clash. We'll see what happens with that. Then we go to Eli Drake taking on him, Carmelo Hayes. Pretty good match, 8.5-minute match. Was a sick freaking backdrop by Eli on the Mello onto the announce table, which did not break. I am the table! And that's that. Then a slam puts Carmelo down again. Eli goes for the Eli Drake elbow. Didn't do that stuff. Just just did a jumping elbow. He missed it. And Mello, I think, hits a power slam. And then Eli comes back up, goes for the BFT, gets counted into a fruit roll-up with a handful of underwear for a near fall for Mello. But then Mello goes for a roll up. Eli reversed that right near the ropes, and Mello could have just, he's right here. You need a rope, and Mello gets pinned with his own pin. 1, 2, 3. So Eli gets the win. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. So Eli gets the win. Then after the match, he goes to commentary, takes and freaking Wade Barrett looks like I didn't mean anything. He gets the commentator, Wade Barrett's headset, and he's like, I'm gonna bring Smackdown to Logan Paul. So I'm like, yeah, he's gonna go to his house, beat his ass, and then fuck his wife probably. What he should have done this week. So another one of those AJ Styles type things. I'm gonna go to AJ's house, knock on the door, Wendy! And we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, so good win for Eli, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to the back. It's Tiffy time! Tiffany Stratton looking amazingly hot. Daddy! Yes, Sunshine. Oh, you look fabulous in that dress. Oh, you like it? I bought it at the mall. Yeah, I know. I got the bill. I'm sorry, Danny. I liked it. It was really nice. I'm sorry. It's okay, Sunshine. You look great in anything. You can have my credit card anytime, because you're my special girl. Oh, thanks, Daddy. So, Tiffy Tiff comes up to Nia. Woo! Jax around somewhere in the back where they're doing some merchandise. I don't know what that was in the back. And Nia did not want her to be there. So Tiffy Tiff's like, how about we team up? The Queen of the Ring and the Princess of the Ring. Okay, how about it, Nia? Okay, think about it. Toodles! And then she leaves. That was funny. And then Nia's like, ugh. So she goes to leave, and then Mia Yim comes in, and Nia's like, oh, it's you! It's like, what do you want, you little runt? And then Mia throws a cup of Coke, or Pepsi, I don't know what it was, in Nia's face. They brawl. Nia slips and falls, not once, but twice on her ass. I mean, she has problems, like, with slippery surfaces, if you know what I mean. At least she's just saying, woohoo! Woohoo! So it looks like we can get Mia Yim and Nia Jax next week. Not that I'd give 2 shits. And we get that. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Then we get a recap of Piper Niven, Dewdrop, attacking Bayley, give me a hug, at Backlash. It was Backlash. That too. So we get that. And then we have Bayley, give me a hug. She comes out looking amazing as always. Mentions the match with Piper at the Clash. But then on cue, we have Piper Niven and a holy crap, what were you wearing? Chelsea Green! I mean, she was like barely had anything on. I mean, she had legs for days. Oh, Matt Cardona, you son of a bitch! Hate you. Should have been. No, it should have been you. Not that I would bang Chelsea Green. I'd probably just bang it past, going, get out of here, you crazy Karen. Anyway, so they get the ring. Piper promises to make Bayley lose again, and says that the two of them will be the new champ. I mean, Chelsea becomes champ too. What are we gonna have another one of those women's champs like Lay Cool be the women's champion back in the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era? We cut the belt in half. I thought that was retarded, but it was funny at the same time. So then Bayley's like, Piper, I saw you at the Mae Young Classic. I respect you, which is why, I was watching from the front row during the Mae Young Classic. And she's like, you lost in front of everyone you loved, and I know how bad it feels. And he's like, I'm gonna do that again to you next week at the Clash. And then Piper, with another, continues her passionate promo, talks about her journey from 2008 in Ireland, I think for ICW, not that ICW, here. But anyway, she says, I worked around the world while you walked into a perfect situation in a performance center. It's like, now you have an annoying bitch in Naomi, and you're getting everything handed to you. And then she's like, I promised to win the belt in front of my fans in Scotland. And then Kev's like, mimicking her every word. I thought that was retarded and ridiculous. I would get back on the mic and says, oh, really now? It's like, you promised to win the title? Well, I promised to beat you and your little bitch, too. Drop the mic. Pipe bomb! And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to a special video from that schmuck, the United States Champion Logan Paul. I don't know how... he got that video in pretty damn quick, eh? So anyway, he's like, well, I'm not obviously in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm here in Los Angeles for the World Tetris Championship, so I'm going to add another belt to my collection because you don't know about winning belts, even though he was the Global Force Wrestling Champion. He didn't win belts in TNA. He was the TNA World Champion. I guess you forgot that, right? Anyway, he's like, I'm going to win this championship because I want a real challenger, not like you. And he says, Eli, you need to go back to the mid-card where you belong. Ooh. Says the mid-carder. So we got that. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. So we'll see what happens next week on Smackdown. Alright, then we go to back where we see Naomi talking to Bayley. Give me a hug. And then pretty much Bayley leaves after, hi Naomi, yeah. And then Naomi's there, and then Piper Niven and Chelsea Green come in, and Naomi's like, I don't like what you did and what you said to my friend Bayley out there. And then they jaw jack, and then Nick Aldis comes in and says, hey, we've had a day. It's like, if you two want to fight it out so bad, you girls can fight next week if you promise not to fight right now. And Naomi's like, okay. And then Chelsea's like, yeah. So Naomi, I thought it was Naomi and Piper next week. It was Naomi and Chelsea Green next week. In a boring as fuck, I don't give a fuck match. Alright, so we got that. And we move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after that, we go to your main event of SmackDown. 6-man tag team match. We got Kevin Owens, Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins, all of the Street Profits, along with B-Fab, taking on the Rogue Bloodline of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the Grills of Destiny, and Solo Mibuki, Solo Sikoa, along with the Wise Man. My name is Paul Heyman at ringside. It was a physical match. It's also with Dawkins powering over Tama Tonga in the corner. Hands it off to Montez Ford with some shoulder blocks to the ribs. Tama's in trouble, but he fights out pretty quickly. Tags in his partner, Tonga Loa, with some forearms to the head. And then Solo comes in, sends Montez outside for a big-time crash. As we go to break, we come back. We get the slow beatdown on Montez Ford. And then eventually Montez gets the hot tag to Kevin Owens to face off against Solo Mibuki. And they know a thing or two about each other. Kev drops him fast, hits the swanton from the top for a near fall, and then all 6 men are in the ring. Montez Ford hits a big running flippy on that, basically everybody at ringside. And then Solo grabs a chair, hits Montez Ford, I think in the stomach or the back, causes a disqualification. Yeah, we haven't had one of those in a while, I guess. So, disqualification, so Kevin and the Street Profits get the win via disqualification in under 10 minutes. Match itself was okay, 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, big old beatdown. The Rogue Bloodline beat the fuck out of the Street Profits. Take care of Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford looked like he was about to get the spike of doom from Solo, but Solo runs the ropes, hits the spear. Oh no, you didn't! Knocks Montez out with a spear, a la Roman. Then they go to the outside, they beat up Kevin some more, they pick him up, clear the freaking announcer's table, and then they put Kevin Owens through the announcer's table, which did break, Shield style, like Roman would do. So this is just another, like, like, come on Roman, come back, I'm the tribal chief now, Roman. And basically the fans were livid, they were pissed, and oh man, I hope if Roman was watching, he was probably flipping tables, breaking his TV in his house. I don't know, man. Roman is pissed. I bet he sees that. Then we see the wise man like he can't believe what he's just seeing with what's happening with Roman's bloodline. Well, now the Rogue Bloodline. So, Roman, get your ass back to WWE on the double, my friend. But it probably won't be happening until after Money in the Bank. So, we gotta get through next Saturday, and then we got 3 weeks after that, which is Money in the Bank. And I think probably, I would say in about 2 or 3 weeks before SummerSlam, I think Paul's gonna get a call in the ring, or maybe in the back. He's like, I gotta take this. Or maybe he goes, maybe he's like the Rogue Bloodline are laying a beat down, and then next thing you know, Paul takes out his phone, call Roman Reigns, and everybody's like, oh shit! It was like, yeah, Roman's coming back next week. And then like Solo hears about it, or he sees it somehow. He hears about like Roman's gonna be in the building next week. He says, "You talk to Roman?" So they do like an execution of the wise man in the ring, and then Solo is about to do the spike on the wise man. The lights go out. Roman's new music. I rather hope he doesn't come out with new music, but Roman's music hits. The crowd goes gigantic pop. Roman comes out, and the Girls of Destiny and Solo are like looking and waiting, like, come on! Or they're like, oh shit! Roman comes out. He doesn't have to sprint to the ring, really. He can just walk to the ring. He gets to the ring, and he looks at Solo, then he looks at the Girls of Destiny, back at Solo, starts whipping Solo's ass, and then he takes care of the Girls of Destiny with some Superman punches, and then hits a mighty mean spear to Solo. And then I think at SummerSlam we're gonna get Solo versus Roman for maybe, Roman's little necklace, like tribal warfare, something like that, or whoever wins becomes the tribal chief, and Roman's gonna win that. It's obvious. A lot of dirt sheets are kind of putting this match maybe not happening at SummerSlam. They want it all the way, they want it to go to WrestleMania. I mean, that's fine, but if you do it at SummerSlam and it goes all the way to War Games, and then Roman's team wins at War Games, what do you do after War Games then? The final boss is going to be coming back, The Rock, then maybe The Rock wins the Royal Rumble, faces Cody for both belts, meaning his belt versus Cody's belt. The Rock might win that, and then what do you do with Roman? What does Roman do at WrestleMania? Or does he get into the Royal Rumble, then somehow somebody like Solo maybe eliminates him, and then, he gets into the the Elimination Chamber. Maybe he wins the Elimination Chamber. And I'm like, oh, I guess he's going to face, like, whoever the Raw World Champion is. It could be Walter, it could be somebody else. Maybe Punk. We could get Roman Punk, which I don't want to see, but... You know, but I think Roman's going to have another main event match. It's like his 10th or 11th main event match, breaking Hogan's record, which is already shattered. Another main event match for Roman, and it could be just a regular match. I hope it's a title match, but on night 1, it'll probably be on night 2, but then again, Roman could do both nights like he did this year. You know, when him and Rock destroyed Cody and Seth, which led to Cody and Roman, even though Roman had the advantage with the Bloodline rules, and still lost because of a dumb fuck like John Cena, and then the goat of all goats comes out, and then Seth Rollins comes out thinking he's the martyr, and, took a bullet for Cody, and Cody just comes back, hits not 1, not 2, but 3 crossroads, and Roman's basically out. Knocked him out. Cody wins the belt, and he's held the belt ever since April. So 2 months. He's held that damn belt for 60 days, almost, just about right now. 61 days. What are you going to do? But that's how I think how WWE's going to book Roman. He's going to come back before SummerSlam, get the match with Solo, whip Solo's ass at SummerSlam, and then, we'll see what happens at, I don't know if they're going to do Hell in a Cell in September, or whatever is going to be happening in September, or they might, I know they got Bash at Berlin, they might do something there, but I doubt it, but we'll see. And then, probably lead into September and October, where that'll be Hell in a Cell. Then they might do something at Clash at the Castle, and then that'll be the lead into War Games Survivor Series at the end of November, and then leading into the end of the year. We'll see what happens, and then as soon as we hit Royal Rumble 25, wherever that's going to be, somebody said it's going to be at Madison Square Garden. I don't mind that, but, I doubt that, but you never know. Maybe you have Roman win the Royal Rumble, and then, who's he going to face? You would think Cody, to get the belt back in their 3rd match. But then again, he could face the Raw champion, whether it be Punk, whether it be Walter, Drew, Poppy Priest, who knows? So, Roman will be champ again by next year. I'd like sooner, but I think it's going to be sometime by this time, maybe next year. We'll see. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so that ends SmackDown. SmackDown was pretty decent. I gave it 6.5 out of 10 stars. And that's it. Alright, quickly, we're going to go to Rampage. And Rampage, the worst Rampage ever. This show, besides the main event of Serena Deeb and my girl Mina Shirakawa, this show was horrible. Horrible. It felt like a Ring of Horror match. Basically, when Ring of Honor, I call it Ring of Horror right now, because it's horrible. And I'll get to Ring of Honor from this week's episode in a little bit. So I'm just going to break down the matches. Emanated from the Blue Arena, the Blue FC Arena. Oh, now I'm always getting interrupted. Can I call you back? Okay. Alright, in any case, I had that. Sorry about that. The missus had to ask me a question. I hate when she interrupts me. Anyway, so, like I said, Rampage stunk. It was garbage. And that's it. Starts off with, we got Excalibur, Daddy Magic, Matt Maynard, and Tony Baloney on commentary. Started off with Pentagon, Zero, Miedo, taking on the Butcher, beats him in 10 minutes with the Fear Factor. That was it. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Chris Jericho and the Jericho Vortex, a big cast, and the Bad Apple, Brian Keith, they come out, talk some shit to Matt Maynard, And it's like, oh, you gotta do a better job at commentary. I won the Meltzer Award for commentary. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I mean, Schiavone's like, what? Like, alright, we get that. I didn't give two craps. Alright, then we had the Acclaimed of Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, along with Daddy Ass, take on basically the Wish version of the Viking Raiders, or the Wish version of Veer and Sangha. Sangha beat them in 45 seconds with the mic drop. That was pathetic. So I gave that a dud. And then after that, another dud. The Gates of Agony, Bishop Juan, I don't like Juan, and Toa Leoa beat Private Party. At least, not a squash, but basically whipped their ass in 8 minutes. So the Gates of Agony get the win. Private Party is just for freaking, they were so good on the indies. So, they beat the Bucks on the first Dynamite to eliminate them from the tag team title tournament. And then after that, pretty much jobbers. Mark Quinn pretty much back and forth on the injury list. Brother Zay then turns heel on Matt Hardy. I'm like, it's ridiculously dumb. So Gates of Agony get the win. Didn't give a fuck on that one. Really 2 out of 5 stars. Match number 4, the Bang Bang Gang, Juice Robinson, Austin, and Colton Gunn, the Ass Boys, along with the Switchblade, Jay White. Wait, with the Switchblade. And a squash match against Tyler Payne, Caleb Crush, and Chris Wilde. They beat him after Juice Robinson hits a cannonball, then hits the Juices Loose. 40-second match, garbage, dud. And then Juice Robinson becomes 1/4 of the Trios champions. And then he does, he lifts up his leg like a dog and pretends to piss on the opponent. I thought that was dumb. We get that. That's that. But then we get to the main event. Serena Deeb taking on Mina Shirakawa. This was the match with Rampage, basically. Back and forth match they went. Serena working on the leg of Mina Shirakawa. Mina doing her, her thing, shaking her titties and everything. Good shit. But in the end, Mina gets out of the stretch muffler, hits that wicked back fist of hers. Serena's knocked the fuck out. But then somehow comes back, hits a chop block to the leg. After Mina misses a spin kick, Serena tries for the detox, or getting close to the Serenity Lock. Mina counters with an elbow, and then a reverse Falcon Arrow. I think she calls that the Glamorous Fusion, or something like that. 1, 2, 3. Mina gets the win in 15 minutes to end the show. In the match, I gave 3 out of 5 stars. The match of the night. Everything else was garbage. That was it. And then after the match, Mariah May comes out to be with her bestie. Even though she's kind of besties with Toni Storm. So they hug, and they're like, yeah, they hug, and like, yay, they're about to kiss. I'm like, kiss! But then, they come out to celebrate, and then Mariah's like, Toni, come in! So Toni reluctantly comes in. I think she wasn't wearing anything underneath that, but I think she was wearing underwear at least. I don't know. She comes in the ring, and, don't know what's going to happen because Mina's going to take on Toni for the AEW Women's Championship at Forbidden Door. And then Mariah May forces, basically, Toni Storm to shake Mina's hand. Mina's like, and I think I heard her say, bitch! Like Io would say. And then Mina just leaves. I thought she left, but she opens up the rope. And then Toni Storm's like, no, I'm gonna open up the rope. So they open up the ropes for Mariah May, who looked like she was about to play tennis in that black tennis outfit. Woo, hot. So she gets out of the ring. She jumps down the ring. You probably see what she was wearing underneath. Probably a thong. Who knows? Gets down to the ring, and then Mina and Toni Storm are still, have the ropes open. And Mina's like, fuck you. And then Toni's like grabbing her finger. Ah! And then they leave, and, Mariah's like holding both of them down. So we have like a 3-way lesbian triangle. It's great. So that made me very happy. But it is what it is. Tony's gonna beat Mina. I as much as I want Mina to win the AEW Women's title, probably not happening at Forbidden Door. Tony's gonna go on and probably lose that belt at, I would think, at All In. To who? I think Mariah May. I think Mariah May will turn on Tony at Forbidden Door and then get her match sometime maybe in July or at All In. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so that's Rampage, and I gave Rampage right down the middle of that, like Bill Alfonso would say, 5 out of 10 stars. And that's pretty much it for that. So 6.5 out of 10 stars for Smackdown, 5 out of 10 stars for Rampage. And that's it. Let me know what you guys think of the shows down below in the comments section. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for watching. And until next time, if you're not down with that, well, fuck you, man. And that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I gotta go. I'll see you guys maybe later tonight for Collision, maybe TNA and Ring of Honor, but we'll see what happens with that right here on the Kill Demons channel. But for now, adios. Peace.